So in the first body paragraph, where we're talking about giving shape to the body, perhaps you would use these as your support parts. Maybe you would talk about giving definition to the legs, arms, face, the torso. You know, build, that gives shape to my arm, that muscle. The bones harden with the minerals. Perhaps we could talk about that. That certainly gives shape. Remember, our nose had cartilage in it, so it could move, and so did our ears. So the phosphorus and the calcium that you took your note upon, those were hardening minerals for the bones. And certainly if the bone was hardened, it would give shape to the body. And perhaps you could talk about how the muscles, the third support part, and give examples of how the muscles hold the bones together at the joints. The reason that I can flex my arm is because I have muscles attached to the bones in the lower and upper arm. Our second point was protecting the vital organs. You might talk about how the ribs protect the heart and the lungs. You might talk about how the skull protects the brain and give examples. You could talk about how the spinal column protects the spinal cord. So the vertebra in the spinal column protecting that fragile nerve column that we certainly need that protected. So our second body paragraph, protecting the vital organs, now has 3 support pieces that you have given examples about. The third point is helping the body move, helping the organism move. And perhaps in this support area, you could talk about different types of joints, possibly the pairs of muscles that work together. They actually move the bones. And maybe the third one would be the bones enabling the body to walk or stand. So we've got our 3 support parts and then examples of each. So if we're going to talk about the joints here, we could have examples of perhaps the hinge joint or the ball and socket. See, your information is going from general to specific. And the more that you can coordinate those within the categories that you've listed out here in your intro paragraph, giving shape, the details that talk about protecting the vital organs, that would be separate into the second body paragraph, and then any detail that would talk about helping the organism actually move could be used into the third body paragraph. And you're going to be able to tell from the notes that you've taken because as you've read, you've coordinated your notes in that way. Obviously, your notes are going to get much, much better the more they practice this because you'll be going into the next chapter and it's the same thing. It's just different information that they're giving you, but it follows the same hierarchy of information.